The sea inspires me in all her shapes and forms. The sea is a kind of a mother-like creature. She can be overwhelming and closing you in her arms. The shades of color are changing from phthalo blue towards turquoise and phthalo green to blue ultramarine. Under the water surface, looking upwards, you see beams and all the different structures water can create. It was an amazing feeling to see the island slowly uprising out of the sea. I came by choice, and with the first step on the island, I knew, here I'm going to stay.
My inspiration working in the arts is that I have got a feeling from the beginning that I am for the first time on Earth. So I'm very curious about the things which I see around. The first steps I took to learn Mother Nature was drawing from Mother Nature. Make me concentrate about the things which I see for the first time and make them a part of myself. The light within the globes is a symbol for me that the light of birth, which we all share, that's why I make those things of the thorns, suppias. Humanity is the thorn. It's not something outside of us. What is outside of us is paradise, the power to achieve noble goals. I met my wife in the 60s in Holland, and Daisy is Yugoslav, and we went to Curacao to visit, and I was totally in love with her. The watercolors I made from the houses in the 80s. The mansions where rich people made huge villas. Those houses are made of sand from the sea and stones from the sea. They were ruins in the 80s, but they were so beautiful because you saw the colors. So beautiful, people love to live like this.
came here by choice because I was a little bored living in Europe. And I have a little change of scene. So I thought it was nice to choose for Curacao, and my family, my wife, she liked the idea, so we decided to come over here. Painting for me is a way to understand the world, and the things that I don't understand, I try to visualize. I can get inspired by anything, and because I'm a storyteller, I love to look at people and make up a story about them. Aspects of the island that inspires me or attracts me to all the people. Watching people, observing people makes me happy. I try to find universal common aspects between people who live at different parts of the world. So even in my paintings, when I paint a black man from Curacao, I like to paint parts or things that make him a common black man who can be walking anywhere else in the world. Paintings are an illusion. Art is an illusion. It doesn't exist, but just like stories. So I like to use my art creating an illusion.
Well, I come by chance because I come first with on vacation on Curacao, and I fall in love with the place, and then I make the choice to come back, and then I decided to stay here for a long, long time. When you are a stranger, you have something very fresh. I could see so many things I maybe don't see anymore after all those years. And the place, not only the fort, but the place around is wonderful. And Curacao is nature, but it's also industry, because you have there a big boat coming, who are also part of the place. Life is not only beautiful, it must be interesting too. But when I came to Curacao, what surprised me was the complex and the intensity of everything. It's the mixture of those things who are actually antitheses, what they call the contrast. The concentration is fascinating. And that, I think, for many artists, is a big source of inspiration.
I get my inspiration from life itself, in all its endless forms and no forms. But what fascinates me more is the human being. The being more than the human. Because being is what goes on in your mind and heart, consciously or subconsciously, and the interaction between them. I thought that creating art was the best way to go deeper, to become able to understand that inner world. That's why, for me, the process of creating art is more important than the art piece itself. It's in the process that you can see the real miracle happening. Sometimes I create from my own experiences and sometimes from someone else. That's why my work is abstract and sometimes figurative, which I find the best way to express that inner world, the being. Everything of the island inspires me. Our people, our history, our language, the light, nature, even the things that I don't like, they do inspire me. Everything is food for my being to create art. Curacao is constantly in a process of creation. If you look at our history, how so many different people came to live here and to create on this little island. It's amazing. The process itself is fascinating. I can be very proud and grateful to experience such magic every day.
By walking in the Mondi all day long, I found out that I love that land. I arrived by chance, and after 4 years I already knew I am here by choice. So that means there is a reality that you believe is established, and you make experiences that it goes further. All my work comes from that force of real reality. Immediately when you will enter a room with art, you will be attracted by this place, because that's the power of attraction. There is truth there. And Curacao, most probably because of the not so long ago terrible misery, is extremely rich in that force, because that force is medicine in itself. So where there has been suffering, there will always be medicine as well. Art is medicine. In art, where creation was involved, there is truth. And where there is truth, there is experience. The people or the culture is integrated, is part of the nature, is one mother Curacao, and people are a little part of it. So I see it all as one spirit. I love the wild and pristine side of Curacao. So they did not sell their soul yet, and I love it for that, and I have no reason to go anywhere else.
The location is the Tafelberg, the Table Mountain, as you can call it in English. And when I drive into the place where the mountain is, I start to feel very happy. And the mountain, of course, provides the raw material I use. I could go to the mountain and look for the stones I wanted, just to look at them, their shape, the texture, the different colors. They are so beautiful. Oh, the stone speaks to me, and they are so different. If you walk into my garden, you see all the stones, all of them are from the Tafelberg, but they are so different. Different sculptures, different colors, different texture. And that is so beautiful. I'm from a tropical country, and I think the tropics are very important for me. For my work, it's the ideal place. If you look at my sculptures, the human body is my most important inspiration, especially the female form. Female or women are not afraid to express their emotions. Some of the themes I use to express are emotions, like dance and the sea, balance. In everybody's life, you have to balance things. Most sculptures I made were from the stones of the Tafelberg, and I hope I can still do it for a long time.
When I feel myself upset or sad or uncomfortable, I go to San Pedro to get a peace of mind. That's where my fantasy spirits are in peace with my body and my soul. The light inspired me very much. The sunlight is pure, it's surreal. The environment fits me. The space I got around me, freedom. Because I love this island. Took it as a lifestyle to use recycle material, to recycle things that other people don't use anymore. It's easy for me because you don't have to buy it, and I have the fantasy to use almost everything. Other people trash is my cash.
My relationship with Curacao has to do with choice. It had to do with art, with the Caribbean, and with my roots. And it also has to do with the spiritualism of Curacao, the Caribbean, with the complexities, with the multi-ethnicity here in the Caribbean and in Curacao in particular. The African religion, hidden during colonial times. It's very important for the Curacao people, for the Caribbean people. And we still live with post-colonial traumas and the residues of colonial times. But Curacao is and will always be an integral part of the Caribbean. And in a political sense, we are still growing up. The caves of Hado are actually a place where our ancestors used to hide. You know, the Indians used to hide from the Spanish. The slaves used to hide there from the Dutch, from the military, from the colonial regime. You see a magnificent place, magic, mysticism, beautiful natural sculpture that is at least equal to any sculpture that man has ever made. It's a magical place, Curacao.
The nature attracts me very much. It's this rough, rocky, dry, stony island. Beautiful rocks at the North Shore with all the fossils of the shells and that you can see in there. This beautiful red earth. You can see the interesting cracks where the shrinkage of the clay that's in the dry period and the salt is giving it a white wash. It's different every time. For me, that's beautiful. I make these abstract shapes that exist of several elements and that I make rhythmic forms. My inspiration for my work comes from the inside. I came to Curacao by choice. It's a good island and I have a good life. The island allows me to have this roof on pillars that is my studio. For the surfaces, I get my inspiration from the coral, the textures from the coral that I find all over the island at the beaches.